Welcome to the podcast.
Okay, we just said it. Okay.
Actually, yeah, you give us the intro. We'll just use that for every episode. You have a nice voice. We can.
Hello and welcome to podcast where we don't have any filters.
Yeah, let's use that every episode.
I like it. Let's actually change the name of the podcast to the podcast. Let's call it the podcast.
If nobody's done
Welcome
that.
to the podcast.
Yeah, that feels very like Soviet of like there's one podcast that you have to listen to and it's just this one.
Yes,
Yeah, legally
exactly,
you have to listen to
exactly.
this. We actually
Exactly.
sorry, we're just gonna talk about our pussies and everything. Hope
Sorry
you guys
about
go on.
We're not going to change.
We're not gonna change it.
Sorry, you can't talk about your pussy because you don't have one.
I know. It's part of my life that I deal with every day. It's a cross I bear
Do you think about having a vagina and like what that would be like?
all the time.
What do you think? Like, let's hear it.
It's,
Let's hear your hot take.
It just seems like a lot of maintenance. Right?
It's a lot of maintenance.
Also, just the idea of not being able to piss wherever I want scares me.
You piss wherever you want currently?
Sure. Well, like it's easy. Like I can just. You guys got to squat, and there's a whole process.
Yeah.
It's just like more. You got like. I don't have to take my pants completely off. Like I can discreetly piss.
Have you ever heard of a Go Girl?
No.
It's like a thing you put on your vagina, like over your like clit, and then you can pee standing up.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Why aren't
people
these-
for like festivals, they like have them for girls, but it's weird. I also like I met this girl who was like had big like trucker energy, and she's like, "Oh, you never done an A-frame?" I'm like, "What's that?" She's like, "You put your two fingers and you like pull your vagina lips up, and then you can piss standing up."
See?
Huh.
This is really educational, actually.
And that's
So-
called an A-frame.
Yeah, because you're framing.
Right on.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Interesting.
try it tonight.
Yeah, you're gonna try it tonight?
Yeah, thanks.
Honestly, let us know how it goes. People write in, they're like, I pissed all over the place. I'm suing you. There's water damage.
Have you ever thought about having a penis?
Yeah.
You'd have like a thick, girthy cock. For
Thank
sure.
you.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
I have big dick energy. You do too.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yours would. Yeah, you would have a nice looking penis.
I would like to have a penis. I think it's very empowering.
I mean,
No, I think I would have a huge one because my dad has a big one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to know this. I saw it one time.
I saw my dad's dick one time too.
Yeah, by accident.
Big penis. You can do whatever you want. You can be kind of homeless for a while.
Oh my God. Okay. I might be alone here. I always like point to the guests like, and they're like, no, I respect myself. And I'm like, okay.
No, I don't. I'm from Russia. I don't know. I like to be disrespected, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Like in
Why?
a kinky way?
In a kinky way, for sure.
Can't cut off my vagina.
I could.
All right. I'll see that. I'll see you till you're cut off my vagina. I'll take you up on that.
If I could hire a man that's apt with a blade.
What? Like a
Excuse-
fucking Benihana chef?
Precisely.
You can't
He's-
cut off woman's
He's flinging my
vagina.
own like clitoris into my mouth
into
with a
his hat.
spatula.
Yeah.
And I'm like a seal trying to be like, give me that.
He just dumps into an onion volcano.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
That's beautiful.
That's fun. Yeah. Sorry.
Why would you cut anybody's vagina? Like,
I-
what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm a fucked up guy.
We're in America. You can't do these things.
I
Wait,
know.
so I'm curious because, okay, you're like pussy, a lot of maintenance. We talked about that if Liam had a pussy, it would probably smell like a gym bag. It would be so horrible. And it would have like growths. It would be bad. But vaginas are hard. They're a very temperamental thing. They have to have like a pH balance, you know?
Ecosystem within itself. It's like its own immune system. It has its own immunity,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it has so much, like it has to have like temperature control and all of this stuff. And it's fucked up because like if you tell a guy, he's like, wait, what's a pH? And it's like the only way to describe it, it's like, I don't know, you like fucked up my pussy's vibe. And he's like, oh, fuck. I never fuck vibes up. Dude, I'm super sorry, dude. Yeah. I feel like that is like there's such a temperamentality when it comes to vaginas. And like so many women have UTIs and fucking yeast infections and we have to like pretend like we don't have them to be like, no, I'm chill and I can fuck all the time. But my vagina feels like it's gonna fall out of my pants.
That's what it feels like.
It burns.
When you have UTI, you want to die, I think.
And this is what causes UTI. Everything. Not only just not peeing after sex, but if you're wearing pants that are too tight, you can get a UTI. If you keep a wet bathing suit on for too long, you can get a UTI.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because there's like wetness and everything. But it's really crazy. And some people have chronic like UTIs, and if you have like chronic yeast infections, it's bad because then you have to like take antibiotics. It's the only thing, and you can't take antibiotics all the time.
It's like the circle that doesn't stop. You get a UTI, you have to have antibiotic causes yeast infection, you have to take whatever for yeast infection, you have another UTI. It's like never fucking ends.
Yeah, so then it's like you have BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, which causes sometimes yeast infections, and then you solve the BV, and then the yeast infection's there, then you solve the yeast infection, and then you flare up the BV again, and then you just get into this fucked up cycle. I was fucking hospitalized for 2 days because I didn't fucking pee during. It's like, this is going to be a PSA episode. You got to pee during sex. Pee during?
During sex.
Whoa. After. Whoa. Did I say that? Freudian slip. You got to pee on a guy during sex, and it's the only way to avoid a yeast infection. No, you have to pee after sex. I literally years ago, it's like a decade ago, I had sex with my boyfriend. It was like one of those, like, because I don't know. I'm all educated by like romantic films, and so I was like, you like have sex in like a pool. Never fuck in a jacuzzi. That's another thing that I learned the hard way. I had sex with my boyfriend at the time, and then we just like laid in each other's arms and like stroked each other's hair, and then 5 days later, I felt like I was being stabbed into the stomach. And I was like, holy shit. He takes me to the doctor. The doctor's like, you might have appendicitis. Your appendix could burst. You need to go to the ER. I go to the ER and I'm like sobbing. Like I've never felt like, I felt like I was being like disemboweled. Like I was like, ah! And they put me in a hospital bed and they gave me morphine because it hurt so bad. Yeah, they gave me a shit ton of morphine intravenously. Well, here's even more awesome. I was in such pain that the morphine wasn't strong enough that the doctor was like, we're going to give you Dilaudid. Dilaudid is synthetic heroin. So the way that they describe it is, okay, you know the effects of Vicodin. Morphine is about 40 times stronger than Vicodin. Now, Dilaudid is 80 times stronger than that, than morphine. It's what they give to people that are in hospice, that are dying. And it makes, and dude, there's a photo of me like in a hospital bed with like my eyes are like pin needles and I'm like so fucked up. It literally felt like this gentle warmth because you get it intravenously, and it was like this gentle warmth in the back of my neck that then just like crept through my body, and I was like, wow, dude. I was like,
I like it.
Incense and peppermints and colors of time. I was like, this is sick. Anyway, I had a kidney infection. It was pretty bad. It was just from not peeing after sex.
Oh, honey, I had so many kidney infections. It's terrible.
You did? Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
So when it's so funny, like when we started talking about vaginas, when you like in your 20s, vagina is pretty good. It's stronger. Then it gets worse by it's aging. So
don't tell him that. He already thinks that women at the age of 50 should be like executed. So don't tell him that. He's like, I'm telling you.
Okay,
see?
after
Not
30,
executed, just like,
I mean,
just like put on an island.
late 20s,
like a pedophile. Like they should be like exiled into like a
they'll
trailer
have like
park.
supplies and stuff. They'll be okay.
Okay, what are they? They're like in a cage, like hamsters?
No, they got tents and shit.
Oh, tents.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get all sorts of arts and crafts and stuff to keep them busy. All that cool
That's
stuff.
so nice of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the U.S.
So
government.
glad you don't have a career in politics. It's like really makes me happy that you're not like making choices for humanity.
Me too. Honestly, but sorry.
No worries. Yeah, I feel like I could be a urologist because I'm like a UTI expert.
Well, tell us all the facts.
Well, I had a lot of UTIs in my life, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. What's wrong with me? Like,
I'm gonna bring.
did I catch a dirty penis? And I feel like I never got a STD. I never caught a dirty penis.
Wait, so what? Well, you solved it.
I
So
solved
how
it.
did
Okay,
you solve
okay.
it?
So I had another UTI after sex, and I was like, what the fuck? And then the UTI used to be just UTI, and then the UTIs that I've been getting lately, they would go into kidney infection almost like immediately if I didn't take antibiotics right away. So, and I'm like, okay, American doctors don't know anything. I go to Tower Urology. They take antibiotics. Everyone does it. I'm like, what the fuck are you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you can't take antibiotics all the time. Like it's because
Yeah,
your
you
body
can't.
won't. You can't get to a point if your body then rejects antibiotics. You're like fucked.
That's
fucked.
it.
Like
Yeah.
you're fucked.
You're dead.
Yeah,
you
you're
get
dead.
a super fucking bacteria and you die.
Yeah, that's how superbugs like thrive.
So what they do in Russia, actually, they only do it in Russia. The surgery they do, the reason you get UTI is because your urethra, the pee hole, is very close to the vagina hole. Okay, so Here's vagina.
Don't get turned on, Liam.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Here's
I'm
vagina. Here's the vagina. Okay, this is the vagina hole, and urethra. Where people who get UTI a lot, it's like right next to the entrance. So whenever you get your vagina being entered, it gets rubbed off of the urethra, and that's how the bad bacteria of the vagina gets into your urethra, and you get UTI.
There's like blockage.
Yeah. So it's literally your urethra is too low, not yours. Yours is probably too high.
Thank you.
So what they do in Russia, they cut out the urethra and they move it up under clit.
Wait, they do like a surgery.
It's called transposition of the urethra.
Did you get that done? And it solved your issues? Wow. They don't do this surgery in the U.S.?
They don't even know. I went to a urologist to discuss the situation. He's like, what did you do? What? He's like shocked. So the Russian urologist created this surgery and they've been doing it for 10 years. It solves UTI forever.
So did you, and you clearly had no complications. Everything was totally fine. And you went to Russia to do it.
But it took me a while to figure out what I'm fucking doing. Like a lot of doctors, I found the best doctor for this.
Yeah.
Most expensive.
It's your vagina. It's like you have to like be very, very serious
it's also
about
like when I was discovering what's going on with me, and I was like, okay, I have this UTI issue. So, and then all the doctors are urologists are men. So I'd go to all this man showing them my vagina and be like, do you know what's wrong
And
with
they're
me?
like, honestly, this isn't a dick. We can't do anything for you. I'm sorry.
It looks pretty
This
good.
is a real weird looking dick. I don't even know what to tell you. Let's start from scratch here. This is
Yeah, but then I had this one doctor was like looking in my vagina, and he was like calling the doctor who's his friend. He's like, come over, can we look together? I was like, and I'm laying there and fucking with my legs out. And they're both like checking my vagina, like, and I'm like, are you guys done? And then I was like, are you guys about to be done? And then I was like, by the way, can you please show me with a camera where the fuck is urethra is? I don't even know where that is because it pisses me off now. So they showed me with a camera where urethra was. But some doctors in Russia have bad attitude because men don't like women. I think they think they're superior, and I think women are superior. I'm sorry.
So it's okay.
Anyways, I mean, if you have a vagina, if you have vagina alone, it's like you have to you just have to get paid just for having a vagina. I think personally.
I agree.
Oh, thank you.
all right. Where's our money?
Where's the fucking money?
Yeah.
Ask the U.S. government. I don't know. I believe you guys should get reparations.
The U.S. Okay, so that's interesting. So you're just punting the issue to
Yes.
another.
Yeah.
Honestly, smart. Now you can't be a politician. Now you're back in the running.
Hey, I agree with you guys. Can't help you, but that's great. I'm in the program with you guys, so that's my politician.
Yeah, Liam's a fake ally.
Oh.
I am. Fake it. You make it.
Wait, so
yes, so the surgery solves the issue, and it did for me. Thank goodness. I'm just very happy that I found a doctor. But it's all very recent.
jeez. So when did you get this done? How many years ago?
A year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
But now are you able to if you had sex with this surgery and it's everything's
but
fine?
I'm very selective now with my vagina. My vagina's been through a lot, and a lot of doctors looked at it just for fun. I'm kidding, not for fun.
It's kind of weird that he's bringing his buddy over and
Yeah,
he's like,
because
hey man, you got to take a look at this.
Yo, Rick.
Yes. And then they would be both figuring out. Then
Wait, they touched it together?
yeah, I'm telling you, it's but it's,
You might have been sexually assaulted.
no. Hold on. Then I was like, I don't like this, guys. I'm gonna go to this woman. She told me the same thing. I went to another doctor. They told me the same thing, and then I found the best doctor for the surgery. The best doctor. And he even joked before the surgery. It was really funny. He's like, I have a joke for your stand-up. I was like, oh God, no, please. I'm laying naked.
Dude, how many times has a man been like, hey, you're a comic? I got something for you. And I'm like, imagine the audacity that you would have to any other profession. Be like, literally, even just to a cab driver, be like, you're a cab driver? I got some routes that you're gonna love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
they're gonna do better than yours
Yeah.
because your brain's small. You can't think of good routes.
Oh my! This is such a good metaphor, honey. You're so smart. You're so talented. Seriously, that's it. I'm laying on the surgery. I'm laying on the surgery table naked, and he's an Armenian guy, and I love everybody, and especially I love good doctors. So and he's coming over. It's like, I have a joke for you. I was like, and I'm like,
Terrified.
I'm scared of this anesthesia because I had one time I woke up from anesthesia. I woke up, my body didn't wake up. I'm trying to breathe and I'm breathing. And they're like,
God.
wake up. I was like, I'm traumatized from fucking this. So I'm shaking before anesthesia. I'm talking to anesthesiologist, like, can you make sure that I wake up together with my body, not just my mind first and
Yeah,
the
like
body.
sleep
Like,
paralysis.
Can you, like, yeah, it was
Oh my
just
God.
fucking, and then I couldn't move my body, and I'm like, I know I'm awake, but nothing is moving. I was like, fucking A. So I'm like terrified. He's like, okay, so joke for you. So black guy come over, gives you UTI. White guy comes over, gives you UTI. Latino guys comes over, give you UTI. And Armenian comes in and fixes everything. That's the joke.
That's the joke?
Yeah, I was like,
Just put that in your special. That's
That is like, it's like weirdly, it
Inappropriate.
feels like it's going to be racist, and then it's like not really, but then
Yeah.
you're like, what? It's like how like
Borderline
every
inclusive.
white dad has to underscore like what race of the person is in the story, and you're like, I didn't need to know that he was a Puerto Rican guy. You're like, well, that's how I look at people.
but
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, thanks, Brad.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I felt inappropriate. I was like, oh, cool. But they two Armenian guys fixed my vagina.
Well, good for them, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are
Thank you.
what are some of the differences between Russian men and American men? Because they're uncircumcised penises, right?
Yeah, that's my joke about it. I have a joke about it.
Mm.
Like, American men are circumcised and Russians are not circumcised. So it's like flying coach and then flying business class. You know, want to go back to coach.
Honestly, though, I've been with some guys that are uncircumcised, which feels like a flex, being like, yeah, I fucked Europeans. And it's not, if they have like a good penis, it doesn't matter if they're uncircumcised. I was with a guy who was uncircumcised, but he had like a very pretty dick. And when a dick gets hard, when it's uncircumcised, it gets hard, it looks the same as a circumcised dick.
Do women prefer one to the other?
There's no feeling and difference for me personally. What about you?
I haven't seen penis for a while. So. Can you?
I haven't,
can
like-
can we see one?
Yeah,
The
Liam
penis?
dropped.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times we have, me and a guest have tried to get Liam to like even just show us his nipples, which honestly has been like, now at this point, I'm like, fake news. Where's your nipples? I'm a
can't,
nipple.
dude.
I'm a Liam nipple denier. I don't even think you fucking have any.
I don't. It's
You were made in a
weird.
lab, bro.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, no.
Like, we're gonna make the funniest kid ever.
I told you if I took my shirt off or you saw my penis, this podcast would be over. Everyone would be like, I'm not tuning into this.
It's like I saw a ghost. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm okay. I'd like be all flinchy.
Huh?
Tiny.
Yeah, it's the smallest penis you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
It's
and
okay.
see, now you're bragging. Now I know it's not that small.
I think I saw this competition for small penises on Reddit.
Oh, that's
They
nice.
were like, and he was like trying to make it hard, and it was like this. I felt so bad.
Have you ever
Oh.
been with a guy with a really small dick? Micro penis?
Yeah.
I have too.
It's
Really?
just,
It was an accident. You don't, not an act. It's not like you, when you see a penis, you could be like, you know what? I'm good. You can't fucking Randy Jackson your way out of that. You're like, this is going to be no for me, dog. You got to just, because you don't know. Here's the thing about penises. It's like it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, honestly. Dick sizes, everything does not correlate to race. That is such bullshit.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
true.
correlate to even like height, to anything, shoe size, nothing like that. People are like, oh, guys with big hands, big nose. No, nothing. I've been with guys that are like
Huge
5'7",
Huge
like short
hands.
guys with big dicks. I've been with guys that are like really tall, big, like 6'5", like big dudes, small dick. It does not fucking matter. There's no corollary. So every woman is just like going in blind all the time. And then once the dick is revealed, you're just like, okay, I guess we're doing this. It's like swallowing fucking medicine. You're like, let's just get this over with.
But I feel like it's just unfair if you guys know you have a small penis and you act like you have a big one and you say like, I'm gonna do these things to you, like I'll fuck you this hard. This is where they usually say that.
That's
it's
when
a
you
small-
know.
Yeah.
That's when you know
And
it's
it's
not
like
good.
you know you have a small penis. Why are you putting women in such uncomfortable situations? They know, like you know you have a small penis. Then woman in the room with you knows you have a small penis. So like why do you put a woman through that? Why don't you just say it up front? Hey, let's sit down. Let's talk. I have a small penis. Do you
I've
want it?
I've been with
man,
the guy.
Zach.
Remember I told you this, that like,
Oh my God.
yes,
Oh, this poor
we have
soul.
like no. I mean, not really. I
No,
will
no, I
show
know.
you him later, and you're gonna. And he literally is like the hottest girlfriend. And I'm like, here's the thing. Women also, I know women that are like, I don't really care about penis size. Some women are really narrow set hips, all this stuff, and they don't need like a big. I think guys fantasize more about being like, every girl needs a fat cock, and I'm like, not necessarily. Everyone's different. Yeah, some people like it's like assuming that every guy needs like double D tits. It's like that's just not true. It's a preference. Some guys for sure love them, and some guys they don't need that. They're not into that. And so I was with a guy who before we had sex was like really forthright. I was just like, yeah, my dick's not that big. And I think it's because he had some liquid courage. Like he was a little drunk and he was like, yeah, my dick's not that big. And I was like, I'm sure it's fine. And he was like a big guy. And I was like, I'm sure it's fine. And he's like, well, I'm really good at eating pussy. And I'm like, that's cool. And then he was right. His dick wasn't that big, but like he was a good lover and it was fine. I dated him for a little bit. And like, I don't judge people. I've been with like
Of course, you can't change your dick size. It's mean to make even fun of somebody with a small penis.
I agree.
Of course,
it's rude.
It is really rude.
Stop.
It's mean.
Absolutely fucking mean. I agree. No, I agree.
Wipe that fucking small dick fucking grin off your face.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone. Leave me alone. I mean them alone.
Those other guys.
Those brave guys that I don't even know about.
I'm not even like a weird group chat with any of them for like comfort or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not in like a fucking group therapy session or anything like that or like support group or
I'm not stop fucking thinking I am. All right? Take it easy.
I think it's fine.
What are some other differences between Russian men and American men?
Yeah, do you have a preference?
I love American men more. I mean, because I feel like in Russia there's a lot of sexism going on. Like, men don't think that women are shit at all. Like
across the board.
Yeah, like if you're a woman, like you can't do things well, or like you should be at home cooking. And
you grew up in like a pretty rural area in Russia, right?
Yeah, like one big street city.
How did you like? What gave you the inspiration to like be like, I don't want to be here anymore?
Well, I guess I dared to dream big. Sorry, I dared to dream big. I had a birthday last night, so I had a lot of tequila, and I dared to dream big. And I watched a lot of Baywatch, and.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Borat style. You watched Baywatch and you were like, I'm going to meet Pamela Anderson.
I thought I was going to be in Malibu Beach, but I was like, how am I going to make it out of the city? So you know how you like dream big, but you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. It doesn't make any sense to even want that because there's no way of making it happen. But I'm like, well, I want to be there in Malibu. And yeah, I just tried to leave. That's all. All I did was I was going into nothingness. I had an idea that I would probably try to kill it, but I didn't know if I could. I was just trying. I wanted to do it. I would go for it. I don't know the outcome. It's kind of like, well, if it's not.
How old were you when you left? When you just like took the plunge?
22.
Wow. Yeah, pretty young. And you just like. Did your family support you? Or are they like, what are you thinking? Like, this is,
Well, they didn't support me, but we had an agreement with my mom, so that I was going to do 5 years of a institute. I was studying advertising. I have like a degree in advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, which is stupid. I'm such a good, like I would listen to what my mom says. I can't really break the rules. I have to be like a good person to my mom, say what I mean, do what I say. Like, I'm still like that. LA people don't get it.
Yeah, I think like traditional cultures, there's like you have to like, there's a lot of respect to like your like elders, and I think a lot of people don't like I'm Iranian, and like people like the idea that like, do you know how many like white kids are just like, I'm white obviously, and you were too, but what I'm saying is like, how many American kids really are just like, fuck you mom and dad? And I'm like, I remember hearing that from like literally this girl that I was friends with. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like in 7th grade, and my friend literally told her mom to shut up, and I like almost had a panic attack. I was like, because in like more like foreign cultures, like you'll just get hit. Like
if
In
I
Russia,
could
yeah.
never tell my mom to shut up, she would just throw something at me.
Yeah.
Like she would hit me. Like it's just like you can't say like they're like, I hate you, mom and dad. Like, are you kidding me?
No.
My mom would be like, oh, that's funny. I'm kicking you out of the house. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she'd be like, sleep outside.
Yeah.
It
It's
like wouldn't. It would be like, sorry, Stephen, I didn't mean to come into your room. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be like that.
Yeah.
it was people say that like they're like, oh yeah, it's, my black friends will make jokes like, yeah, you probably tell your mom to like shut up, bitch. I'm like, that is somewhat not Irish or Italians for sure. From what I've seen, like those two cultures still fuck their kids up. Yeah. Like doesn't matter. Irish, Italians, no chance.
Like yeah, Russians, like Middle Easterners, same thing.
Nope.
It doesn't matter.
Jews,
Just like
nope.
No.
There's like it must be, I don't know what genre of white it is, but it's like where
maybe
you
it's
could
it's like reformed wasps that like are very. I really feel like it's like Mayflower people. It's like people that came on the Mayflower that are like really just like these very like colonial Americans. That's what I feel like are the ones that turn into like the Skylers that are like,
Listen, Mom. Listen, Margaret.
I really wish you would call me mom.
Okay, whatever, Margaret. When you come into my room while I'm playing Crash Bandicoot and you fuck my score up, that's a fucking issue for me. Okay?
and like you have like literally like 15-year-olds like mansplaining to their moms, and you're like, what is this? And then
Yeah.
that guy ends up like choking women when he fucks them.
Yeah. Even if they didn't ask for it. Sorry.
Yeah, guys love the choking.
I
Yeah.
mean, some girls like the choking too.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun just to like it's play with death, you know what I mean?
Spooky stuff, man.
Yeah, dude. Okay, Mr. I like goth girls.
I do, but like as an idea.
Yeah,
I've never
conceptually.
been with a goth girl. I'm sure it would frighten me and scare me.
I think you would actually just be bored, to be honest. I think they're a little stoic. I think that like any sort of performative type that you put yourself in, when you typecast yourself as like, I am this, I'm a biker, I'm like, you are just like kind of taking on a personality so you can kind of be like, that's who I am. I chose the kind of like avatar of this is like how I come, instead of having the multidimensionality that most people have, which is they like a lot of different things. They integrate a lot of stuff into their life. But when you're just like, you might as well get your fucking clothing from a Spirit Halloween store. That's like, I feel like you're a little boring,
Yeah.
I would say. I don't know.
What's your favorite genre of American man?
Genre.
Like just type of guy.
Funny guys.
Funny guys.
Like, should be super sharp and make me laugh. Then I'm like, because I like to be, life is so hard. And if you don't laugh, and I'm used to being the one who's entertaining. I like to be entertained.
Yeah.
If somebody is sharp and funny.
Have you dated mostly guys that are like funny, or like, do you have a type, or have you kind of gone all over the place?
All over the place. It's
Yeah.
no type.
That's always the way to do it. You got to try on different things, you know, because you never know. Like, then you kind of get into like a groove and you're like, okay, avoiding that. And it's good to like, when you're young, like have fun. Like, I don't know. I dated like scuzzy musicians and like guys that were just like hyper intellectual, like, you know, fucking black and white, like film photographers and shit like that. And like, been like, no, I'm good. Like, you know.
I when I first came to America, I dated a policeman.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. It was so romantic.
Is it Derek Chauvin?
Shut the fuck
I spun-
up.
Who's that? Who's Derek Chauvin?
Yeah, he's a guy.
Who's that? Tell
He
me.
did say
Who's
that.
that?
No, he killed George Floyd, but
Oh. Jeez.
sorry.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. I'm really sorry about it.
That is just such a bad joke.
I know. I'm fucking sorry.
What was worse, that joke or the joke that your doctor told you?
I think your fucking joke was worse. Like the doctor's joke, at least he tried. You didn't like try. Just
Yeah.
it's horrible.
I thought it was pretty good.
Well,
I'm laughing it out of discomfort, which is usually that's kind of what I do.
it's really fucked up joke.
I know.
You should be embarrassed,
I am.
ashamed of yourself.
I truly am.
He's
Okay,
not
good.
ever ashamed.
Yeah, I could tell.
Guys.
Do you do stand up?
Yeah.
You do you
Yeah.
too? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see your set. Do you ever get thrown tomatoes at you?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, that would be fun though. Has anyone ever thrown anything on you?
like-
One time a guy, I used to judge this. There was a show called Gong Show Karaoke, and it was like one of the judges, and basically it was a karaoke show where somebody would come on and if they sucked, you can gong them off. But what would be even more fun is if they sucked, you got to let them complete their performance, and then there was a panel of judges that then would like tear them apart, which is like even more fun. And everyone signed up for it. It was all in good, sportsmanship.
Okay,
It was
okay,
fun.
Okay.
But this one guy, it got really rowdy. This was in downtown LA like 8 years ago. It got really rowdy where they had to like beef up security because like people would be really wild and take it really seriously. And one time this guy, he was wearing a Tool shirt already. Like, I don't know what's worse, like Tool fans or like I would say I used to be like, oh, Grateful Dead fans suck. I'm like, I don't think they suck anymore. They actually kind of seem like nice people. Same with Fish fans. But I think Tool fans are like, that's bad. That's like, I don't know. I feel like if you're a Tool fan, you like are really, you like supported the Iraq war. You were like, no, that was good.
I don't know.
That
I
was
don't know
good.
that many Tool fans.
It's like I think it's not your generation. I think it's like a little older. But anyway, this guy wearing a Tool shirt sang some fucking song. And he's on the chopping block to get judged. It's not like I'm coming up to a stranger and be like, fuck you, loser. I'm like, you signed yourself up for this.
Yeah.
So he's wearing this shirt that just says Tool. And I was like, I can't tell if that's a band shirt or just like a label of who you are. And he had a drink in his hand in a glass and he threw it at my fucking head. And I had to like dodge it. I almost got like a glass thrown at my face. And I had to like, then they like security guards like drag him the fuck out of there.
That is so bad.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Men don't like funny women. They're like really like,
Some
he was
men.
like, fucking you
No,
bitch.
some men like funny women.
No, they do. I feel like,
Confident men like funny women.
yeah. I think that I've had some guys in the past, like I'll be like, huh, and they literally look at me like I'm a ghost. Like, so they're like, do you guys hear that? Like, it's like, I'm like, okay, yeah, for sure. I think,
That's the way to.
yeah, I think they don't. Some guys are just not into it. I don't think it's like we've talked about this before. I think that it's not like sometimes not really feminine to be funny. And I remember you mentioned something that I never thought about that I was like, wow, that's a really like astute point, which is you said that like when there's a flirtation happening, if you're like funny, you're kind of driving the conversation. So, and like with flirting with guys, like being kind of like coy is kind of, what they're used to and what they like. So if you're like being funny, you're kind of,
Intimidating them?
yeah, in a way, but I never thought about that. And I was like, huh, yeah.
But also, maybe that's just a me thing. So hot when a chick just like riffs off a bit.
Oh, of course.
Like in conversation, like she's building on a bit and making it funnier. I'm like,
That's
wow.
hot.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that's-
yeah, because then you can have fun with that person. Like why would you want to like talk to somebody that like you're like, okay, so you like say something funny and they're like,
Yeah, that was random. You said that.
and they're like,
what are you talking about? I'm like, I was,
What?
right.
and you're like, oh, it's a joke.
About what?
Okay, I guess I'll just sit over here. Sorry for talking.
Oh my God. You're so good. Are you like a voice actor?
I know I should be,
You
right?
should be.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, anybody out there, Nickelodeon, if you still exist.
I need
Hey,
to-
Nickelodeon, if you're still making stuff, let me
Yeah.
know, okay?
I think you just have an agent. And they submit.
I had a voiceover agent, but then they were just like wanted me to do commercials that were like, check out the fully loaded Kia Sorrento. And I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. They're like, Lunchables, the snack that keeps on giving or some shit. It was all
Yeah.
for commercials. So I was like, I didn't want to do it for that.
Okay.
We got a question.
Okay, which
Yes.
Fire it off.
Uh-oh.
We're doing like this is like you're Russian, so we're doing a Russian roulette style one where we usually show the guests the questions before, but we've decided that we're just going to go in. We're going to raw dog this one.
Got a hairy mic.
My girlfriend's dad caught us having sex. What do I do? How do I fix this situation?
Your girlfriend's dad caught you guys having sex.
This is a user. Yeah, a follower.
What he should do?
Yeah, how does he fix the
How
situation?
old is he?
Didn't say.
Girlfriend's dad. Okay, I mean, I don't know. This is like, I feel like this is so part and parcel to like age.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
If
Let's
it's,
say
if they're both 30 years old, like it's like, Dad, walk out.
I'm guessing it's a younger guy.
Yeah.
I can't tell, but he seems like he's probably, let's say he's 18 to 24.
okay.
Apologize and say, I'll never do it again.
I will never have sex with your daughter.
Never. I'm so sorry I
won't
did
touch
it.
her. Honestly,
She
sir,
asked for it.
I broke up with her
I would never want to, bros before hoes. Anything you just like give the dad a high five. So that's what we'd say. No, I mean, that's okay, realistically, I would say, yeah, if you're probably younger and that occurred, I would say it's awkward. And it's like, you really can make two choices. You can be like, okay, let's not ever talk about it again. I would say talk to your fucking girlfriend about it, because I think she should be having the conversation with her father, as opposed for like just a guy to be like, so, sir, you learned the hard way. I'm fucking porking your daughter. Now, listen, we could do this. If you want to fight, I'm happy to do that. Now, if you beat me, I'll stop fucking your daughter. If I beat you, I get to fuck you and your daughter now. And so I just feel like, I don't know. I think that there's some old school weird shit where it just feels like I think marriage is so antiquated in some ways, just the traditional aspect of like giving the bride away, like the father literally walking the bride down the aisle. And even like some traditionalism in it I get, and I think it's actually a sign of respect, and I think can be really sweet. Like I think asking your like the father of the bride for like his daughter's hand in marriage, I think that's sweet and everything. But I think in this situation where it's like, do I need to like talk to this guy about having sex with his daughter? I'm like, I don't think so. I would say talk to your girlfriend and say like, that was weird. Do you want to talk to your dad about that? Does he know about you? Like I have more questions than answers for this question. Like, do you know her father? Have you guys like, are you her boyfriend? Like you are a boyfriend. So have you met the dad, or did he meet you while you were inside of his daughter?
It seems like they've met.
Then
it's like, then her dad is, hopefully
should
just
knock before he walks into the fucking room.
Or like is a reasonable adult and knows that like, if his daughter has a boyfriend, they're probably most likely having sex.
Yeah.
And maybe he's already had a conversation with his daughter about like protection and stuff like that. I hope. I don't fucking know.
My advice would just be never see that dad again for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
just avoid it. Like you can stay with your girlfriend for as long as you can, but you can never see that dad again. What I would do is I would like.
I mean, what if they get married now?
That'd be so.
Dad
I'd
not
be like,
invited.
Wait,
You're
so
not invited.
why I want to know like the position that he walked in on them in.
that's a good point. You didn't bring that up, but
yeah, like you hope it's missionary for their sakes. They'd be like, all right, it's the Lord's position. It's fine. Fuck away.
What's the worst thing
So
to get?
funny.
If you're a dad, what's the worst thing to walk in on? What position to see?
Your girlfriend, your daughter getting like choked out while like getting fucked doggy style.
That would be tough.
Like with a dog collar on.
Oh man, I was gonna say 69ing would be rough.
Ew.
Yeah, right.
Ew.
Right. It's already foul.
Oh, like you walking on your daughter, like blowing a guy.
Oh,
my god.
Ugh.
Oh, that was.
Can we move on?
Let's move on.
I felt like pain in my spine. All right,
like
let's do another one. That was not that fun.
Oh my god. Now I don't even have children, and I'm like concerned of like walking in on it makes me not want to have kids.
Have you ever-
Just
Do
in
you
case.
want to have kids?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like my maternal instincts are kicking in.
No, the
Do you wanna have
biological clock is
Yeah,
like
I
a
wanna
real
have a
thing.
child.
Yeah, me too. It's fucked up.
Too.
I see like I see children,
Yeah, I'm
and
like,
I'm
oh
like,
my
let me
God.
touch it. I'm like so I don't want to touch it. I get so like I'm like a pirate looking for gold. I'm like, give me that, give me that.
Let me read you Good Night Moon and tuck you
Yeah,
in
no,
bed.
I want to like anytime I see a baby, I'm now just like I'm like, oh my god. I like want to like bring it close to me and smell it like I'm a fucking bonobo. Like I literally feel like an animal in the wild.
Next year, we get pregnant.
Okay, let's
You guys
do
should.
it. I probably will do it
The
soon. But then
Godfather
it's like, what am I gonna
has
do?
spoken.
How do I? Am I just gonna be pregnant and then like be like,
No,
anyway,
you're
my
gonna
pussy?
You're gonna get engaged. No, you're gonna be in love. You're already in
I'm
love.
already in love.
Yeah, so you guys make a fucking baby.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'll just let him shoot up the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make him a shooter.
We have to have another question to like palate cleanse the
Yeah.
fathers walking in on daughters having
Okay.
sex.
Wait, are you in a relationship?
No.
No. Find one so you can have a baby next year.
Yes.
I feel like it'd be really easy for you to get into a relationship.
Yeah.
That's-
I say that to any girl that's like hot, which
I'm trying to be very, very picky and exclusive.
well, you should
Good.
be picky.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Like, it's important to be picky.
All of my energy right now is in my comedy, in my songs, and making sure I'm great at what I'm doing. I really want to be like very good.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I really want to be like good, like undeniably good.
I think that's the thing too. It's like you'll have like this. People always say like, okay, well, there'll be like a right time to have a child, and like, there's never a right time. Like you'll be like, okay, well, once I get to this point, even like in my career, and like I think achievement, like I want to like be, achieve so much more, and then I'm like, will a kid like interfere or interrupt my like my aspiring goals? But I don't think it will. I think
like you
sometimes
can be form pregnant, like you can have
Yeah.
helpers. You have your mom.
Yeah, it's funny. So a friend of mine, she's pregnant, 9 months pregnant right now, and her husband is a comic who's awesome. His name's Nick Alex. Check him out. He's great. And she said this to her husband before they had the kid, where he was like, well, I don't know. Like, I really want to be more confident in like, my career and everything. I feel like I don't make enough money and like my art, like to like support a child. And she's like, you are a white guy who doesn't have a job, like in his 30s doing comedy. You're not relatable. You're not relatable at all. Like, how are you going to write? Like, what's being relatable? Being a husband and a father. Like, that's relatable, not just like, yeah, anyway, I live in Manhattan and do like 5 spots a night at comedy clubs. Like, nobody. And I think that I never even thought about that, about how like you really grow, like your comedy should grow with you. It should really like be a part of like your life, that then like you have a kid and you have jokes about like, being pregnant, about Lamaze class, about like other moms, about shit like that, that if anything, it feeds you, life goes on, man.
100%. You have to live life to be a good artist. Like you have to, if you just like, I mean, yeah. See, whatever I say, I say to myself. Whatever advice I give, it's always to myself. Always very applicable to me. Yeah, so live life. And also, like, there's never a good time to do anything. Like, when is a good time to have, like, a comedy special? When is a good time to be pregnant? When is a good time to have a husband? Never a good time. Never.
Yeah.
So you just have to fucking do it.
Yeah, I think it's like we want things to, like, kind of happen to us.
Yeah,
like it's like a surgery you need. You're like, well, gotta do it. But it's like making a choice for doing something, then like it really falls on you. And I think it's like really hard to shoulder that responsibility.
Yeah, have to take responsibility for your life.
You want kids, Liam?
Yeah.
How many?
How many?
Like a bushel?
Yeah. How many is in a bushel?
I don't know. Hey, you apple heads out there, tell me how many is how many bushels? You guys, hey, bushel experts.
All you pear
What's
freaks.
bushel? What's a bushel?
I think a bushel is
I
like
know bush.
it's like it's like
I don't know bushel.
a bushel is a quantity of fruit, right? Do I sound like an idiot right now? Somebody's gonna be like, "No, you dumb bitch! It's not."
Do you have like mean viewers?
Sometimes they are, but a
Depends
lot of times they're nice.
nice.
They're
Yeah.
nice, but
Yeah.
some people are haters. But it's okay. You know
Okay.
what? You're just sad, and we love you too, so it's okay.
To get some help.
Yeah.
Do you want like
I want a lot of kids.
really?
If
Truly?
if it's
You want to support them?
yeah, if I'm financially stable enough and my wife isn't like I'm done having kids,
How many? It's
Huh?
a lot. Like 5?
I'd have 5 kids.
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
Just fucking party.
Oh, what? What do you mean? Oh, like
hang
you
out.
create your own members of the party?
It'd be fun. Like 5 kids who run around playing tag and shit.
But don't you have to like live in like a farm?
Yeah, I would. Oh yeah, this all takes place at a farm, by the way.
What kind of alternate lifestyle are you like?
I want to just like hit the lottery and completely fucking just leave.
But you'll probably just make money doing what you do because you're good at it,
I know.
which like pisses you off. Like, don't you want to have like Adam Sandler life?
Yeah, but I'd have less kids. I could still have. I don't know.
You don't want to have like a Nick Cannon amount of kids.
No,
A
Oh my
cannon of
God.
kids.
no. I would. Hopefully, I
It's like
only
15
have.
children. It's crazy.
I would rather have
Are
no
you
baby
okay? They
mamas.
just like
Yeah, I
make
think they're fine because he's a millionaire. So like it's probably chill. My mom's one of 8 kids. You know?
The names of his kids are insane.
Oh yeah, they're like princess and like
Independent queen, just shit like
yeah,
that.
it's
dude,
fucked
fucking-
up. Like it's like white trash names, which is
Yeah.
funny. He's like trailer park names.
Yeah,
I feel like 1 kid is fine.
one would be cool, but I would. It's too much pressure. I think.
I
It's
was an only child.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up.
Exactly.
I'm like wait, never mind. I should probably get 2 in there.
Do you think you fucked up?
I think I did pretty well. I actually no, I'm proud of myself. But I also got like a lot of help. Like I had a hard time growing up, but
But what if you died? Then your parents would be so sad. That's their only thing.
Yeah, they don't have another child.
Yeah.
oh, you want to back up?
Oh,
it's like it's not a hard drive. You're not like you got to back it up. It's not like you can just get like
it's like the 1700s where I'm like, well, if I lose the bottom two, I still got the older.
yeah,
ones.
if a horse tramples one, then I gotta. If one dies of cholera, then I gotta have a backup.
Yeah.
So
No,
funny.
but then it'll be I don't know. Yeah, I guess 2 is good. I think 2 is fine because I think more than 2, then you're like outnumbering the parents. Then I feel like the kids are gonna start like a mutiny, you know, because like they have more numbers on you.
I mentioned this before, but my dream is to skip fatherhood and just become a grandfather.
Yeah.
Like I want to be like 60, like 10 grandkids, and they're all coming over, and I'm like just saying weird fucking shit. Like I'm just like
You know, here you go. Take this cigarette.
take the cigarette. What are you, gay? Smoke this in front of me. Don't tell your fucking grandmother anything. Pussy.
Just like you should like tell them shit that like is just complete lies about like how like if they're like why is the sky blue, you're like the fucking media, dude.
Yeah. We need to do that.
And you're like, dude, the media. Honestly, like yeah, that's cool. Birds aren't real. Definitely infiltrate their brain with that.
What's love feel like, Grandpa? The tip of your penis down to your ball should burn. It should hurt. And then that's when you know she's the one.
If you're ever gassy, it means you're about to make a lot of money. Start making weird wives' tales. That makes sense.
Oh, it was so much fucking fun.
Oh my god.
It's the best Nick Swartzen bit. Is like he's like, I can't wait to be an old man, and he can just get away with shit. He's like,
Oh, them knocking the ice cream.
yeah, he's just like, he comes in at like a Christmas party. He's just pooped in a box. He's like, here you go, son. He's like, oh my god, there's shit in here. He's like, I thought it was a train set. I had no idea. The goat, Swartzen.
Oh my god. Wait, we got another question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another user asked, trying to quit porn.
Ooh.
Any tips? Should I even be doing this?
Oh, yeah, you should be trying to quit porn
Why do you think that?
because it desensitizes you, I think.
Do you watch porn?
I can watch porn, but I mean, yeah, addiction is not good. And addiction should be replaced with another addiction. Like, why don't you start?
Yeah, pick up, start smoking a pack a day
Yeah.
instead. Okay, put your dick away and get the Marlboro Reds out and light up, sir.
I mean, I feel like any addiction, you just have to reduce watching porn and then reduce it to like, I don't know, watch once a week, then you watch it once a month, and then you like watch it once a year, and then you just stop.
I mean, I feel like porn is something that's like very much like men have a lot of issue with it, but like in terms of like the watching of it, because I think women like, you know, I've talked about porn on this podcast before. It's not really built for us.
Yeah,
and
I
so
mean,
that's why it's not like I'm like, what's the last time? I'm trying to remember the last time I even looked at porn. And I'm like, it was like definitely months ago. Like I can't even, it's hard for me to remember, to be honest. But men, I think because like they were raised on porn, it's like really normal. And I think that's totally normal and healthy. I think if you're like, you know, when you're first becoming like, you know, sexual as like a boy, when you look
Yeah.
up porn and everything, because that's like all the access that you have. And I totally get that. But unfortunately, a lot of guys like bring that into their adulthood, and then sometimes like it really rules their life. And in a way that like, it's not just like, it's not something like, hey, you're going to be a better partner if you don't watch porn. It's like, you're going to be happier if you don't watch so much porn, because your expectations of women and really just sexuality are, it's like if, it's really like the counter to that is how women, a lot of women are like raised by like fucking Disney Channel princess shit. And then if they were like, but that's real, but like you're supposed to do all of this stuff to me. And if we were all like raised like in that way, we have to like stop like the cycle essentially. I feel like my boyfriend right now is trying to like not watch any porn at all. And he said he was like addicted to it like when he was like a teenager. And he was like, what happens to like, it's like he's trying to like restore his dopamine. Cause like when you are like, it's like the same thing with like your phone, like even just like scrolling on Instagram, but like porn is it's a dopamine, like complete, like it just drains it out. It just like completely squeezes it out of you. And so to like reestablish that like jerk off to like your memories of things, you know, like
Get into a relationship, be in love. Like, why do you need to?
that's hard though. That's harder to do than to like jerk off.
Have sex with your girlfriend.
What if you can't? You're an ugly man with no lovers.
Oh, just work on your personality. You know.
Yeah, that's actually
make,
good advice.
Make good money. You know, things
That's
can be
sound.
worked on.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're having a lot of interactions with porn and it's like educating you in this way, you're like, fuck, like I'm like hemorrhaging time because I'm watching so much porn. And like I totally agree. It's like, all right, just like take it step by step. Like how many times are you watching a day? If it's several times a day, be like, okay,
That's crazy.
dude, some guys do that.
crazy.
It's really crazy. But like be like, okay, I'm gonna do it once a day. I'm gonna limit myself to once a day. It's like dieting for
Yeah.
your dick. Okay. And then be like, okay, now I'm to once a day. Now I'm gonna do it 3 times a week. Now, like, let me just try. And it's not like you don't have to jerk off. Like, I think that's a tall order. Like, that's difficult.
And dangerous.
Yeah,
All men should be jerking off.
yeah, it's supposed to also like
It's good for you.
It is.
Masturbation is good for you.
masturbation's really good for you. People like live longer if they masturbate.
Yeah.
And
do
like
you masturbate?
yeah, I do.
You're gonna live long.
Yeah.
Go girl.
I can't not.
How often?
Do I masturbate?
Yeah, I guess.
Every day.
Sorry.
You like didn't want to ask that. I
Yeah.
could tell.
But
That's why I finished your sentence for you.
I'm always curious on like, because men do it a lot. Everyone knows that. But like, some women do it a fuckload. Some women don't do it, allegedly.
Well, I do it every day. And
Every day?
It's not very hard to do, honestly. I mean, it depends on what kind of things. Like, I just got this Hitachi massage machine, and I'm like, it's easy to masturbate every day.
And it really kind of puts you in a good mood.
Yeah,
it's like having a
just
shot
like-
of espresso.
It's like, woohoo, let's go.
I think that's the big difference between men and women. Like when a man, after he comes, he's like,
I'm a fucking filthy pig. I'm a disgusting disgrace.
Yeah.
you know, and it's just, it's like you guys are like really sad.
The ghosts of your ancestors dating back thousands of years enter the room and they just go like,
Yeah, they're like, why are you doing that? And when a woman comes, like after she masturbates,
angels
She's
sing.
like, wow.
Hark the
that was-
angels.
You know what? Today I am going to ask for a raise. I deserve it.
like it just like brings. Yeah, I feel like when women masturbate, it feels like a celebration of her femininity.
Yeah.
And I think when a guy masturbates, he's like, I'm a fucking loser, coward, piece of shit. And like that's, you know, it's different. Men and
Yeah.
women are different.
Yeah.
I don't masturbate as I will say that women are totally different. Like I think men masturbate like generally a lot, and women all over the map. I know some that like masturbate every
I
day.
didn't masturbate today because I'm hangover, but I will.
Dude, masturbating's the best hangover cure. No, it really is.
You guys masturbate before the day starts?
Yeah.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: when a guy comes, he's like, "All right, he's spent."
Yeah.
A lot of times, like it energizes me. That's why I like morning sex.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like ready to take on the day. I'm like, let's go. I'm like an Activia commercial, dude. I'm like a fucking. I'm like,
Let's go.
yeah.
I feel like most dudes do it at night and then just go to sleep.
Yeah, because I think that's why, like, you're expelling something. You're like secreting life juice, okay? And we're like, I don't know. It like boosts us up.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely gives me,
Interesting.
I have to kind of wind down after I have sex. Like, you know, I don't know. But sometimes in my life, I've masturbated a lot. You know, there's like periods in my life where I'm like really horned up and I masturbate a lot. And then sometimes I'm like, holy shit, I can't even remember the last time I did it. But I'm also in a relationship and I have a lot of sex.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you, girl.
Sorry to brag.
Bragging.
It's okay, brag away.
Yeah. Shut up, dude.
Okay,
What?
well,
Huh?
let's hear next question.
That was. I have another question, just personally,
Uh-huh.
because like Americans, you know, it depends on where you live. Really, like it depends on the area you are in. But some places, you know, if you're living in closer to the city, kids lose their virginities earlier. Like if you're in like Texas, kids are probably losing them later, I would imagine.
Yeah.
In Russia, what's the story? Like how are kids fucking in Russia? Like a lot, or is it like a
fucking?
yeah?
Yeah. I lost my virginity when I was 17.
Okay, yeah, so
That's
that's
a normal
Yeah,
time, though.
yeah.
I was 15. I know.
Not so
Not
bad.
say, not say,
Not
not
a
say.
and he was 38.
Yeah, and he
Really?
was 47. No, I'm just,
He
no.
was
Oh
no,
my
no,
god.
No.
No, we have condoms. We have everything you guys have.
Well, yeah. I
maybe
know that.
maybe not.
So how many goats do you got to sew together to use as a
Yeah,
condom?
yeah.
That's Liam's question.
I have to know.
Yeah, I mean,
So do you guys reuse trash bags? Is like, you know, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I know. I do give this impression that, you know, we don't have stuff. I'm kidding.
Well, I feel like, I don't know though. I feel like teenagers in Texas, they probably are having sex young. I feel like states that aren't really kind of like educated about, like more like pro life states, they're probably having sex younger, I would say, because they're not even talking about the implications of like teen pregnancies or anything like that. They're like, la 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 la, don't ask, don't tell. Like, I feel like that's kind of the case with like a lot of southern states. That's why you see a lot of like young girls that get pregnant, because I think that they're not giving them contraception. Where like I grew up in California, and like we got the birds and the bees talk from our school when we were 10, like in 5th grade.
Shit.
And I learned what condoms were when I was in 6th grade. So yeah, we're like 11, 12 years old. And we were like told how to even put them on, like the banana and everything.
serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think in other states, that's why, like, I don't know. And I don't want to sound like I'm making like really sweeping generalizations of like southern states, you guys are fucking stupid. It's not about that. I just think that when the Bible is a little bit more important as like a piece of legislature somewhere, then you're probably not going to be, you know, they're not going to be talking about contraception. They're going to be like, you know, not talking. It's uncomfortable to talk about sex
Yeah.
if you're like religious.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, it's bad. You should never do it.
Yeah, I went to Catholic school growing up, and they didn't talk about I've talked about this I think before, but like we had like a deaf nurse, like a partially deaf nurse.
Wait, you never talked about this?
Oh well, yeah. In middle school, in the Catholic school I was at in 5th grade, we had a very nice nurse, partially deaf, so she could speak, but in a deaf.
Did she have
accent.
hearing aids?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like it still was pretty deaf.
Yeah.
And she sounded deaf, so the sex talk was, I will not do the voice, but
Thank
it was
you.
the funniest fucking thing I've ever been a part of still to this day.
Did she hear the laughter?
Well, if you laughed once, you got kicked out. So it's just like
Oh
the
my
second she said like
God.
boner or penis in the deaf voice, fucking like, I was like, I stayed in so strong because I just wanted to, like, I wanted to be in there longer.
Why are they doing this to kids? This is like American Ninja Warrior Challenge. You're like, don't laugh at this lady, to like a 13-year-old who's like saying boners, and like, what the fuck?
like,
How are you not
you're
supposed to laugh at that?
You're saying the funniest words in the funniest voice.
Yeah.
I'm set up to fail.
and you're like 13. You're like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna not laugh at this? You're like, don't laugh.
Yeah. By the end, me and all my friends were like, all sitting in the hallway, like one by one, someone walked
You start
in,
having
like,
like brain aneurysms. Like you're like,
I couldn't do it. And then I remember going to the principal's office, and he's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, just go back. He's like, what am I gonna like punish you guys? Like,
That's really funny too, because it's like really important to have. That's actually probably the most important thing you learn in school is like sex education, instead of them being like, this is how you dissect a frog. I'm like, can't wait to use this all the time in
Yeah.
my adult life. So they're like, okay, this is how to avoid pregnancy. And then they're like, actually get the fuck out of here. And you're
Don't
like,
need it.
God damn it, I needed this actually. This is actually what I needed. Please stop teaching me what fucking pig enzyme I need to. I don't know. I don't know anything about school. I ditched so much that I'm like, what do you guys learn? Didn't they have to
crazy.
like dissect pig fetuses or something fucking perverted like that?
some people, yeah, some people didn't. I didn't. I
Or
did do it.
dude, they made us dissect cats.
That's more of a college thing. You did that in high school?
I think in high school, I don't know, dude. I was barely there. I was like,
Why?
I was smoking so much weed.
Wow, see, rebel.
Yeah, dude.
Baller.
In my hometown, no.
There's not weed in Russia, is there?
No,
we
shut
in
up, Brittany
Russia.
Griner.
The
Oh no,
only-
it's what am I saying? It's super illegal there.
yeah.
Such an idiot.
She got back with it. She did like months for a dab pen.
Brittany, what's her
Griner.
name?
She's
Griner.
back now, yeah?
Yeah,
she's back.
They did like a prison trade.
Yeah,
with her, like a prisoner
Not
trade.
a, not a, not
Yeah,
an even
they're like, you
trade.
could we have a prison in Cincinnati. I think you guys are gonna love.
Yeah,
Now that's your guys's.
we'll take back the merchant of death. Who got back and was immediately like, "Yo, I love what's happening in Ukraine. Let me get over there."
Oh my god. Oh my
What,
god.
what were Russian high schools like?
We really it's okay. It's
Like
just
compared to the movie High School Musical, how far away from it is that?
I didn't watch High School Musical. I just watched Mean Girls.
Okay.
If that's
Was it like that?
Well, we did have popular girls. Like then we had like I used to go to the restroom. It would be saying my last name, and it would be saying next to it, bitch. I'd be like, I because I was like doing comedy there too. We had a club of funny people.
In high school.
Is there stand up
It's
in
like
Russia?
Now it is.
No?
It's a new form of comedy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but then no, there was just so that's I've been doing comedy for like a long time since high school, but since just being in middle school, I was doing this.
Was it more like part of like the theater program, like performative arts?
We don't have like it was so every school had a team, like a comedy team.
Like really?
Yeah, but it was.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't improv. It has to be prepared. Like there'd be like
It's
10
even better.
10
Yeah.
people 10 people in a team. We have 4 different games. So there's one game, but you have to prepare your visit card, how you like introduce yourself. You have to sing, dance, and have funny skits.
They like teach you how to be like Sammy Davis Jr. They're like, you got to be Mr. Wonderful.
It's like Saturday Night Live.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but then second, it was like you have to each team have to come up with a punch. They would have like a line, like a premise for a joke, and everyone has to come up with a punchline. Whoever is the funniest wins. Then there's the third
cool.
competition.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, there's another. It's literally called Club of Funny People. Yeah. So and
That's such an interesting, like it's a fucking like an academic decathlon, but the guy's like, a guy walks into a bar and then it's just like buzzing, like everyone buzzing in, like.
and everyone's like coming up with a great punchline.
Damn, that's fucking
And
sick.
then
That's
they-
actually really, I like it's so funny. Like I went to public school my whole life and there's so many things that like you just miss out on. Like people are like, especially during like Bush era, there's like no child left behind. So it's like, we were like literally like sharing books in school and I didn't grow up in like the inner city or anything. I grew up in like an area that like in Orange County, they'd be like, oh, probably a pretty good education. I'm like, no, it was like, but we didn't have any like extracurriculars or anything like that. Like I think we had theater like in high school and we had sports and like yearbook and I think photography and that's like, and some art classes. That's like kind of it. Like we didn't have like, when people have like really specific shit, we're like, they're like home ec. I'm like, we didn't have fucking home ec. We didn't have any of that stuff.
What is home ec?
It's home economics where it's like, it's weird. It's and like, I think it's more antiquated. I think like back in the day, they'd be like,
If you want to be a good housewife, you're gonna learn you need to learn how to cook a bundt cake. Because if you don't, your husband will divorce you.
Oh.
Anyway,
What year did you graduate high school?
08.
That was a scary time to be in high school. Early
Yeah.
2000s, mean. 04 to 08, that's like
Oh my God.
people were meaner back then, I feel
Oh
like.
my God, so mean. They were so mean to your face. They were like crazy. They're like,
what are you wearing?
and you're like, oh, I don't know. My mom got it.
Your mom got your clothes. That's really
God.
crazy. Okay. Anyway, can you actually make sure to not stand super close to us? Like, because you kind of smell weird.
Oh my God.
And you're
really?
like, yeah, for sure. Totally. I do. You guys are so right about that. See how we were green? Don't you like that?
It's funny because in my high school, like I had no clothes to wear. Like I always wear the same thing because I didn't have. It's like a poor part of Russia. Like no clothes. Like I have. I'm so sorry. I kept wearing the same thing over and over, and it was so embarrassing.
Really?
Like, and a lot of people were like poor. Like
Did you
maybe-
get called out? Well, no, because if you're
But
in a
everyone's-
community,
but everyone's poor.
yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's so much better because I grew up in an affluent environment,
Yeah.
except we were poor. So then, like, you think that, like, it's a good tactic because you're like, okay, I want my kid to be in a safe environment
Yeah.
and have a good education. I can't afford private school, so I'll go to an area where they're able to like go to a good school that's like safe. I understand, like, where my mom's head was at. However, the execution of that was just like kids that were just all like,
Why does your mom talk like that?
I'm like, oh, she wasn't born here.
It's disgusting.
What? Wait, so where was she born?
I'm like, Iran.
Iran? Okay, how did you walk there?
And I'm like, this is how you make a female school shooter. And I'm like, listen, Jessica.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's, That's crazy.
The name of my oppressors are always like really fun. It's like
Rebecca, Jessica, Jenna, Ashley, Kristen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love your name, Nina. It's Russian.
it's good. Yeah, it's
Russian
good.
name. it's also a Russian name.
It's true.
How do you pronounce your name?
Ksenia.
Ksenia?
That's pretty.
But people call me quesadilla. No, I swear to God, yesterday they were all like, because I've been making stories with a Starbucks name. They always misspell it. I just started saying my name just for fun. Like, what's your name? Ksenia. I just want to see what they come up with.
What's the craziest thing they've ever come up with on a Starbucks cup for you?
Ksenia, 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 like Ksenia, Casino, Ksenia,
Casino.
and quesadilla. Yeah.
There was like this guy who was like, yeah, it's my name's John with one N, and then it was just like N-O-N, like John with an N, and then it was just like N-O-N.
I mean, I thought people in Starbucks have like something with their ears, but it's not only in Starbucks. Other places also they mess up my name everywhere. I feel like whoever makes coffee, they don't have a good.
Do you know how many times I've been called Dina? And I'm like, have you ever met a Dina? Like, have you like truly? Have you ever
in
met
Russia? There's a name Dina.
Really? I've never met a Dina.
Dinara.
And not to bring up another member of the Rat Pack, but I guess I must. Dean Martin, he named his daughter Dina, which I think is just a narcissist, like clearly. Just like, my name's Dean, daughter. Dina, that'll do it. I'm like, what is she, a fucking milk farmer? Like, that's so mean. Dina.
Yeah.
So funny.
Well, I think we're good to wrap. Do you have anything you would like to plug?
I'd like to plug in. I have a Christmas song. When is it gonna come out?
It'll come out after Christmas, but that's
okay.
okay. But you should plug your...
my Christmas song. But 10 Little Dick Guy song is coming out in January. And stay tuned and follow me on Instagram.
Oh yeah, where can they follow you?
Don't follow me in person. Just follow me on Instagram. I just got out of Russia. I don't like that. Ksenia everywhere. I am Ksenia. I'm Ksenia everywhere. And that was so fun. You guys are so awesome.
Thank you. Thanks
Such
so
good energy.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel I'm so hungover.
You did warn me. You were like, I'm going to be hungover.
That
And I
works
was like,
sometimes.
That's okay.
That, like, the downtrodden thing gives you, like,
I
it
actually
gives
have a
more
theory
fun.
about when you're hungover. I
Yeah.
think sometimes it makes you, like, I've been hungover before, and I've just been like, I have to do even better than I would do because I feel guilty that I'm hungover.
Yeah.
But like I did a show one time where I was like so hungover. I like a 24-hour hangover cycle where I was just like, I feel like shit. I need to like do really good in this show so I can like not feel like such a fucking loser. You know, like I just
One time I did a show so hungover that like I was sitting, like usually I won't like get drunk before a show, but like if I'm like feeling like super fucked up or something, I'll be like, all right, I'll have a couple of drinks. I remember just having like 2 stiff whiskeys and being like, that didn't help. That made it worse. And then I was up on stage like even more hungover, and I just was like, I'm gonna be honest, my eyes are gonna be closed for this because the lights were so bright. So I just sat down and did it like this.
Like you were on heroin.
Yeah, but it killed because everyone was like, he is not kidding. And like I was like, I'll tell you exactly what I ate and drank last night. And it was like, I gave them like a rundown of how I just no water and then that, and I'm like, and now I'm here. And
Oh my god.
And I was like, anyways, like I tried to do crowd work with my eyes closed. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, so where are you guys from? I like your shirt.
Yeah.